Hey there everybody, here's a review I am really psyched to do. This is one I have been waiting on for a long time. This is the Dreamforge Games Leviathan Crusader. This was released in their Kickstarter back in, I believe it was August, September. So the backer stuff finally got released, and I got my stuff in the mail just yesterday, and I want to do a quick unboxing here so we can take a look and see what's in there. First thing I'll notice is the huge box. I mean, this is a 12 by 8.5 by 9 box, so it's a pretty big monster of a box. The packaging is very well done. Here you see some of their other products and some of the other ARM options that are going to be released in the coming months. Just take a look at some of the other sides. There's just some features of the kit. I'm really looking forward to checking out the quick detach interchangeable arms. And just another couple of views there. So yeah, it's overall a very beefy box. And why don't we crack into it? Now this, I believe this is going to retail for around the, I'm sure, different places will have their own sales and stuff, but I believe the suggested retail price is about $120. That's US dollars, of course. And so for the size of the kit you're getting, I mean, I think this stands, what does it say? It stands 8.5 inches tall when assembled. It's 215 millimeters. So that's approaching, Titan standards for those of you who play 40K, and to get something that large for 120 US dollars is an amazing deal. So pick that up. So the top piece here, this is the base that you can stand it on. I'm not sure what size base that is, but nice. It's this is made of an injected plastic. It's very, very rigid, very solid. Let's see. Here's the contents. Now you notice they have nice foam in there to keep everything tight. So a lot of attention to detail in the packaging. So that's appreciated. So our instructions for anyone that's built any of the large mechanical bots from other lines, you'll know that getting instructions is a rarity, or if you do get them, they're only 1 or 2 pages. So the fact that this is very detailed and in color to boot is a nice change from the norm. So again, now I do know if you get one of these, there's updated instructions on the site. I know there's updated instructions on the site because there's a couple of steps, I believe, that were some numbers that were mislabeled, and so the correction's already been up there, and this has only been out in the wild for about a week, so they're on top. So they're on top of making sure things are correct. All right, now let's take a look in the box here. More foam. This is be excellent for various things in the hobby, so hold on to that foam. What do we got? We got, looks to be 2 stacks of sprues. Looking, let me get these out and then I'll make my comment. Oh, and there's also, at the bottom, there appears to be another layer. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty massive kit, so definitely don't feel like you've been cheated. Alright, so in this plastic piece here, let's open this up. This appears to be the torso. So you got part of the torso, the head, of course. Torso parts, shoulder pads. Looks to be some leg armor for the ankles, and various hydraulics. And you also notice, which you probably don't find, you're not used to seeing in any of kits that are currently out there from various manufacturers. You actually see a screwdriver and screws. And the reason for that is on the Leviathan, the screws go into these, so the legs, you can actually move them. You can put enough tension on the screws so they'll maintain their position but still able to move, just much like an action figure, if you're to buy an action figure. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out, and I mean, that's really unique to be able to have something this large and not being locked into a static pose. So again, props go out on the engineering on that. And as far as the hydraulics goes, the other cool thing on here is, find a piece I can show you. You have say these are your hydraulics. This piece will actually fit in there, and when the leg moves, the hydraulics will actually move up and down. So again, if you'll see on the legs where there's different hydraulic systems here, and if assembled correctly, because it tells you various places do not cement. So if you assemble it correctly, you'll be able to have all the motion of the leg, bending of the knee, the ankle, and the pistons or hydraulics will also move accordingly. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out and seeing it for myself, but pretty excited about that. And just the ability to have a model this large and capable of multiple dynamic poses, not being static, is pretty amazing. Right, so that's the plastic. Now, looking at this at first glance here, I'm not seeing, at least on the shoulders, there's no mold lines to speak of. Or if they are, they're so fine I can't see them. But we'll find out when I start assembly on this. And it's marked right and left. Take a look at some of the others. Yeah, there's no flash to speak of, and right, on some of the round pieces you'll see there's a little bit of mold lines, but that's nothing, certainly compared to other models. I mean, if you've done any type of wargaming model cleanup or painting, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, because looks like there'll be very little involved on these parts. This all looks very clean. This is a very solid plastic. Again, it's an injection molded plastic. What the exact type is, I don't recall. But I guess the feel of it is, it's more solid than the GW plastics. It feels more rigid. So I guess maybe it's more of a PVC type, I don't know. But it looks good, so let's move on to the individual screws. Now, the one thing I noticed when I first pulled these out, see if you can see it here, and I haven't seen this, I don't do much outside of wargaming, so maybe it's popular in other types of modeling, but I've never seen this where they actually design the sprues with spacers and cups. You'll see there's the little hole on the top, so that when they're stacked, they're not crushing each other in the box. I mean, I'm usually just, you get a box, you got all the sprues thrown in loose, and half the time pieces are off the sprue or bent. But again, to me, this just shows another attention to detail and quality, where they actually had the foresight to put in those spacers and keep the parts from banging off of each other. That's really cool. And like I said, maybe it's common in other modeling areas, I'm not sure, but it's the first time I'd seen that, so just wanted to point that out. Alright, so move this one out. We can take a look at, maybe zoom this in a little bit so you can take a look at the individual sprues here. So each of these is marked. They have a letter, and then that corresponds to a step in the instructions, and each of the pieces are numbered. So this is sprue C, and this appears to be primarily, well, looks to be a number of things. This is parts for the foot. Seem to be arm pieces. Maybe some, looks like knee joint pieces. And again, the very crisp details. There's, again, nothing, no mold lines on this one. Here is sprue E, as in Edward, and this is the back, the spine, the hips. I believe this is part of the arms or chest, I'm not positive, and ball joints for the legs. And this here is the, I guess you call it the cod piece, and some other parts that I am not familiar with. But this one here, kind of along the edge, you can see there's some mold line, but again, if you have any experience with putting models together, that'll be a breeze. Certainly nothing to worry about, and again, no flash. Just looking at the spine here, not sure if you can see it or not in there, but in between the, like you call the vertebrae, there's actually a tube running in that's got ribbing on it, and it's, so just to show you the level of detail, it's very small detail and captured very well. Let's see, and also just to give you an idea from a mold line what I'm talking about here. Let's see, you'll see it's just a very fine mold line. Again, very easy to clean up, no worries there. Next, let's see, we have sprue VC1, which would be the Vulcan cannon, which is a large Gatling chain gun for the arm. So this is the, looks like the sprue for that. Got your two sides. See, up next, looks like we have smokestack. Yeah, these are the stacks that go in the back. Again, great detail on these. Some little discoloration on a piece of the plastic there, but it's probably from the injection process, and that'll be covered over with some paint, so no worries there. Again, very clean details, very crisp and sharp, not soft by any means, so very nice to see. See, here we have the sword arm. This is sprue D. So we have a sword arm, the associated pieces for it, and then the shield. Here to give you an idea of some of the level of detail. You can see on the sword there. It's kind of like a, I don't know what you want to call it, integrated circuits. And the same on the back of the shield, it's got kind of some circuitry designs there. Just show you some of the other parts with small rivets, and so you can see the detail. So as you can see, it's all very crisp and sharp. It's not soft like you get on some of these things when they go into plastic. But yeah, so looking good. And the last sprue in this stack is A. This appears to be some leg parts. Got the hip here. And see the sides of the leg, the foot, some of the other pieces for the sides. Here's more of the hydraulics. And yeah, and when after this goes up, probably in a few days, I'm gonna start putting up a video for the assembly, because I'm really dying to jump in and put this together. But I also want to take a video log of that, and then share it with everybody. So there may be some interest, or if I run into issues or problems, you can check it out and see how it works. So here's the first set of sprues, and then the second set looks to be a lot of the very similar type of things. But let's just confirm that. Yep. We have a sprue, which is again more of the foot and leg. There's some here looks to be more of the torso and shoulders. So that's a different sprue, and then yeah, it's okay. I guess there are different sprues in both piles. Here's the shoulders, kind of a neck piece. This is the engine kind of on the back, and the main. I guess this is the main chest piece. I'm not sure. But yeah, this seems to be all of the upper torso parts. Oh, and here's the other half of the Vulcan cannon. This is the ammunition feed and the actual gun. Now, as I understand it, once the gun is assembled in place, you can actually rotate it. So at some point, I imagine I'll be playing with some tiny motors to see if I can get that to rotate. And of course, if you've seen my other videos, I will certainly be, probably not on my first one, but on my next go around, be throwing some lights on. And the final sprue here is just another A sprue that has the leg parts in it. So yeah, this is a lot of parts. I didn't count how many parts there are here, but it's a lot. It's definitely, if you're a novice, this probably isn't the best first kit to do, but it's certainly not impossible by any stretch of the imagination. It's just this is gonna take a lot more time. I know putting together some kits, you get to that point where you've done it enough, you don't even have to look at the instructions, you just kind of throw them together. But this looks to be one of those kits that it's really going to require you to take your time. And like I said, I'm going to actually do a video of my journey in putting together the Leviathan, and maybe that'll give other people an idea of what's involved. And then also, hey, if you get stuck in a part, maybe you can find how I worked around it in my video. So stay tuned for that. There's also going to be some other videos, because along with this I got a bunch of the stormtroopers. What else did I get? I got support weapons set. I got the alternate arm. There's also a Vulcan cannon that goes on the other arm, the capacitor coolers, and the accessory set for the stormtroopers. So you'll be seeing reviews for all of those in the course of the next couple of days or weeks. It all depends on how much time and how enveloped I get in putting together this Leviathan. So anyway, stay tuned for all that, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.